What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is where I like to take a second to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for future uploads, like and comment on this video. Alright guys, next up on the turntable we've got this Matchbox casting. This is a 1964 Ford Fairlane wagon, and I will be using this as my entry for the Diecast Graveyard Halloween build-off. Only a few simple rules to follow with this particular challenge. 1, you have to build a hearse. 2, you can use any casting you like other than a hearse. And 3, you just got to have some fun with it. So that's what we are planning on doing. As always, I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun with this build. It will definitely be another challenge for me. So I'm pretty excited, and I'm going to get cracking at it. So I'm going to start now, get it drilled apart, and as always, I'll be back with some more footage to discuss some stuff with you guys. We'll catch you at that point. Alright guys, I'm back. I've got the casting stripped down. This is a brand new casting that I just recently got in a 5-pack, so it's not going to be a whole lot of work to it. It'll get the usual sanding. You know, we'll sand up some of the rougher areas like around the windows. And then the most I could really see on this particular casting is the casting lines right across the top fenders on the front. It's got quite a bit of body detail, so they were able to hide the casting lines pretty well with this casting, I feel like. So not a whole lot of work to it, but we'll clean it up as good as we can. And then you've got your chassis, of course. Nice chrome. Probably not going to do a whole lot to this. I might do some of the detailing on the bottom. You know, we'll detail out the lights and stuff like we always would. As far as the interior, pretty basic. You got your front and back bench seats there. Not a whole lot to it. Probably going to paint that black. I don't think red's gonna go with the I don't know yet. It might. It just depends on the wheels that I use. As you can see, I've got the orange monoblocks back here. I thought these would be cool because of the whole Halloween theme. Again, I haven't decided 100% because originally I thought, okay, I'll just keep the wheels that came on the casting, give it that classic look, which originally when I started was totally what I was going to go for, just a nice clean classic Hearse look. But I don't know, I guess I'm kind of getting the Halloween spirit, and gonna try to go a little spooky crazy with it, I guess. Not too crazy, but just gonna add in some details and things that I think will make it look pretty cool. So with that being said, more than likely won't use the classic hub style look. If I have my way, I'm gonna use these. And the reason I say if I have my way is because I'm still torn about whether or not I want to take the wheels off of this casting and use them. I do want to, but one of my buddies, a really good friend of mine, just recently, well, he bought this for me a while back, but I just recently got it from him the other day. I knew he had it, but either way. So a friend of mine gave this to me. I'm not sure that I want to snatch the wheels off of it. I'm definitely going to get out there and look for another one, see if I can find another one. I've seen them out there, and I never bought it because I knew he had it for me. But anyway, if I have my way, these are the wheels that I'll be using on the build because I think that'll just make it that much more cool. Your glass, pretty basic, brand new. Not a whole lot we're going to have to do to it. I did, though, make this little set of curtains. that I'm going to hang in the back window. Kind of look creepy and cool at the same time. It's kind of hard to imagine them in there right now, I guess, but I've test fitted them and they'll squeeze up in there, and I think they'll look really cool. And then over here, what you're looking at is this is what I plan on using to get a hold of it here. You can see here, I'm going to use it to fill in the back windows so that it has that, you know, Hearse look. And basically all it is just some really thin, basically like plastic styrene. See there, it's really thin, kind of flimsy, but the way it's going to work out is once everything's back together, you'll see the window is going to offer the support that it really needs. So I think it'll work out great. I'll just glue that in place, and then like I said, the glass will be behind it, giving it that support back there. So I think that'll work out fine. Other than that, you guys know I don't want to drag this out too long. I guess this will be it until you see the end results. So stick around. Alright guys, got a little bit of an update for you. I know I said that was probably going to be it until the final reveal, but this thing's just kind of taking a different turn and getting kind of crazy with it, I guess. You can see here what I'm kind of talking about. We can look over a few things real quick and see what I've done at this point. You can see I've got the body and primer back there ready to go. I think it's looking pretty good with the panels in the back windows, closing them off to make it look like a hearse. And you can see, maybe you can see that, yeah. Got some headlights on the front there, detailed in the parking lights up front. Not much to the back. There is a very small strip right above the bumper that's going to end up being black, because that's actually part of the body of the car on the 1.1 version. So we'll do that up like I've done before on previous builds. And then I think I showed you guys the curtains already that we're going to hang in the back window. I'm going to have to trim the bottom of them off just a little bit, make them a little bit shorter. But I've test fitted them, and they look pretty cool back there. Nice and creepy, I guess. And then I told you guys I was going to probably paint the interior black. And as you can see, I decided to keep it blood red, if you will, for the Halloween creepiness. But I did detail it a little bit. Got the steering wheel, and then what appears to be like maybe the radio, the dials over the dash, and the little button on the glove box. And then right there on the seats, what I'm assuming to be the seat belt buckles. I don't know. Who knows what they are. That's what I painted them to look like. That's what they look like to me, but either way. And then you guys can see here, I've got a little coffin made up. I've still got to paint it. I just kind of wanted to show it to you guys the way it is right now. Sorry about the shadow, guys. We got some crazy lighting going on in this new workspace. But either way, just made the coffin out of a card. This one was actually a big time muscle Jada card. But you can do it with Hot Wheels cards, Matchbox, whatever. And then you guys can see I've got some little skulls here that I actually created with some polymer clay. And they're not the greatest in the world, but I think they're pretty cool. Nice and spooky. I did go out and buy some little skulls that I was going to use in this build. Show you guys one of those. and they're pretty cool. But they're all uniform. They all look exactly the same. And I just kind of thought, where's the fun in that? Where's the creativeness in that? So, like I said, I just decided to make my own out of some polymer clay. Got some extra ones back there, may or may not use. You can see I also made up some little bones. Same deal, just used some polymer clay, shaped it, baked it off, painted it. You can also see up in the coffin there, we got a few bones in there. Misproportioned bones, but bones. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. And then you can see here the little chrome skull on the end. Just cut that right off the front of that bone shaker back there. I'm definitely going to incorporate that into the build as well, so you'll have to stick around and see where I go with that, and where I go with these skulls, and maybe even these extra ones and these extra bone pieces back here. Again, I think everything's turning out really cool in this build. I can't wait to get it all done and show you guys. So I guess this will be it for now. I'm going to get everything else finished up and get her put back together, and we'll have the final reveal as soon as possible. So stick around. Alright guys, here we have the hearse all finished up. I think it's looking pretty cool, pretty spooky. You can see coming around the back, we've got the back glass detailed out, the trim around it. And you may have noticed that I did not use the curtains I was planning on using in the back window. After I got it all put back together, it just didn't quite have the look that I thought it was going to or wanted it to have, so I decided not to use those, but not a big deal. I think it still turned out great. Also detailed the brake lights back here, as well as the side window pillars. Trimmed them out in a little bit of chrome. And then for the most part, you guys can see where I closed off the back windows. I think that turned out pretty well. One side looks a little bit better than the other, but all in all, for what it is, I think it turned out pretty decent. Very happy with it. Added the little detail on that, to give it that hearse appearance as well. And then the front headlights, like I showed you guys before, as well as that chrome skull that I took off the bone shaker. You can now see what I had done with it. I thought that gave the grill like a crazy cool, spooky, Halloween appearance. Big skull on the grill of that thing coming down the road looked kind of creepy, I guess. And then you guys can see I did the headlights, which I showed you earlier, the front parking lights, and then I threw a few gems on that skull to make it pop a little bit more. And as you can see, I was able to use the wheels that I really wanted to. I found another one of those Buick Rivieras on eBay for a really good price, so I went ahead and picked that up so I could use those wheels. So I'm very happy with the way that turned out. You can see I've got a nice glossy paint job on the body of the car, and then a matte black for the roof and those back windows that I closed off. I think typically on a real hearse, I think that might be like a vinyl top or something like that, but as far as that goes, that was as close as I could get to that. But I think it looks great. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much about it on the hearse. Want to give a big shout out to Diecast Graveyard for issuing this challenge. I've always wanted a hearse in my collection and was just kind of waiting on Hot Wheels to maybe issue another one, or for me to run across another one out in the wild somewhere, but I haven't at this point. So again, thanks to Diecast Graveyard for issuing the challenge, because now I have a hearse in my collection, and It's not only a hearse, it's a custom. So one of one, not another one out there like it. I'm sure somebody could make one if they wanted to, but at this point, it's the only one like it. So pretty proud to have this one in my collection now. I think it turned out really good. But other than that, one more thing I want to show you guys real quick. So being as how I had so much time on my hands with this build, I think today is the 27th of August, so I still got like 2 more months before this build release date. So again, I just had a lot of time on my hands in between the release date and doing other builds that I've been working on. So I made a little diorama for it. I think it turned out absolutely incredible. Just letting it spin around for a little bit for you guys, and I'll take it down and give you a little bit better view of it. Alright, and here's a better shot of it. You can kind of check it all out at once without it spinning around there. You can see I've got the coffin there that I made. Thought that turned out pretty nicely. And then as well as a grave site dug up right next to it, ready for the coffin to be buried. Got a little shovel there that I made sticking up out of the mound of dirt. They freshly just dug that grave. And then I threw in some initials. Mostly did like a lot of birth dates. Didn't want to jinx anybody with a gravestone and a death date. So basically I've got some family members' initials on here, but like I said, I put their birth dates and not a death date because I thought that just might be a little bit too creepy. But anyway, you got my channel back here, tombstone. Cool, creepy little hand coming up out of the grave there. Trying to get a good shot for you guys. Old dead tree there. There's a couple broken tombstones. Got some laid over to the side. And then whoever you might be right now watching this video, here lies you. That's your tombstone. Anyway, so that's pretty much the little diorama that I built for it. I'm going to throw the car in there for you real quick, let you check it out. I think it turned out pretty cool. And here it is with the hearse on scene. Has just delivered the coffin, ready to be put into the ground. Again, I had a really good time with this build. I thought this little diorama come out pretty cool. Anyways, I know this video is extremely long, especially compared to most of my other videos. This is probably the longest one I've made yet, but a lot of work went into it and a lot of detail, so just really wanted to share everything with you guys, and hopefully you guys will appreciate it as much as I did or do. But other than that, that is going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks for checking out the video, and as always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace!